Take the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio as we delve into the enigmatic world of UFO sightings and extraterrestrial abductions. Join us for conversations with leading experts and individuals who have encountered these otherworldly beings, uncovering secrets about their experiences, contact stories, and the profound implications for humanity. Listen as we reveal the incredible narratives of those who have undergone alien abductions, shedding light on the psychological and spiritual impacts of these encounters. Explore the depths of consciousness and spirituality as we discuss how these experiences may connect us to something greater beyond our understanding.
Unraveling the mystery, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside, in the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
On the Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves surround us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring we'll never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX Radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand. Met you on the back row, phone screen glow, slow motion halo. You say hit that follow, next thing we're flying over cargo. Swipe up, then we lift off. Both feet leaving this floor. Highway like a kick drum. You said you're ready for more. Coleyufo, beam me up, let's go. Turn it up, dance on the stars, feel the cosmic drop. Coleyufo, we never gonna stop. Beam me up, you are here all night. Coleyufo, shining extra bright. Top 10 hit, we're trending worldwide. Coleyufo, take me for a ride. Hands up in the main room, neon dust on my white shoes. You spin me like a typhoon. Lost track, but I'm locked on you. Baseline in my ribcage, oh yeah. Time warp when you say my name.
Together we explore it, night after night. Contact shine, East City skies where the UFOs align. Daryl W. Sims, implants cross the line. Alien hunter evidence, truth redefined. Stephen Love Ray, phenomenon connections burning bright. Seth Reed Love, small town monsters, legends ignite. David Spinks energy, holding deep. Vibrations rising, awakening from sleep. Leap. Aloha spirit spreading peace so sweet. Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob House, footprints clear. Sasquatch trails drawing ever near. Packed across channel messages, message from beyond. Crystal clear. Skin of films, gateway disclosure pure. Capturing truth that will endure. Wonder bar retreats, consciousness sure. Expanding minds, opening every door. Coley Weber, aka Coleyufo, SNX host supreme, uniting seekers in the truth dream. Amy Murphy, close encounters, share with grace, turning personal stories into the case. Asian Kinsey, adventurer, chasing the unknown. Boots on ground where seeds are sown. Jim Goodall, stealth expert, black project sage. Area 51 whispers, turn the page. Call SNX, truth draw. Disclosure, SNX, non-stop. Call SNX crew, lead the way. Different views, here to stay. Roll with the truth, fly with the stars. Truth, don't stop. Hands in the air, drop them bars. Truth. Disclosure, SNX crew, get it live. Let's go. SNX, truth draw. Disclosure. SNX crew, get it live. Let's go. SNX, truth draw. Disclosure. SNX, disclosure. SNX, disclosure. SNX, truth draw. Disclosure. Turn it up, let's go. Coleyufo in the cockpit live. If you're ready for the truth, throw your hands up high. Truth beyond disclosure. Lights in the sky take over. Coley got the files, it's a takeover. Everybody in the club yelling, show us truth beyond disclosure. We want facts, we want closure. Hands up if you're tired of the cover. This is the sound of the secrets uncovered. Yo, radar lock, but they don't see nothing. Farmtown kids on the triangle hovering. Phone in his hand, got the whole thing filmed. Next day gone like it fell in the kiln. Black man's creeping, sir, that's a star. But his zigzag snaps like a muscle car. There's a base badge flash, don't take pics. Still the hanger got crap that can break physics. New spin tight with the same 10 lines, but the pilot can't sleep, sees the same 3 lights. Briefed in a room, this meeting ain't happened. Sign this paper, mind gets flattened. Flip that script when Coley goes live. Pull the tape back, play a slow rewind. Every little blur in the grain enhanced. Now the whole damn world in the trance like lights in the sky take over. Coley got the vibes, it's a takeover. Everybody in the club yelling, show us truth beyond disclosure. We want facts, we want closure. Hands up if you're tired
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SNX Radio. I'm Coley Weber. I'm going to be taking you into the journey into the unknown. And I like to say, everybody, we've got a great guest tonight. But before we bring him out, I just wanted to go through chat. Moon at Noon, it's nice to see you. Kitty Catty Whack. Hey. You are always on top of things. Mojo is in the house. So that's cool. Good to see you. And let me see. I know I saw Woo. We got Woo Rider. Woo D is in the house. Spiritual Ascension. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Bigfoot Michigan Rob. If you guys have not already, go over to Bigfoot Michigan Rob BMR's channel and subscribe. He's got an awesome channel over there. And I know I saw. Oh, there's me. At least I know we got somebody from Rumble. Hey, B girl, it's nice to see you. I see the chat. I just wanted to say really quick before I go any further. I know the other night there was some stuff going on in chat, and I thought everybody could see like what was going on Facebook or what was going on Instagram, and apparently you can't all see that. So I was not going crazy. It was just something that was showing up, and I didn't realize not everybody could see it. So, Bigfoot Dwarf, hey, good to see you. Good to see you guys. Rob, drop your link. Bigfoot Dwarf, drop your link. Anybody who's got a wrench, drop your link. Oh, we got Chad. Hey, Chad. Chad was on Wednesday night. He was awesome. If you guys didn't see that, you definitely should. It was about Lake Oneida and the sighting there. Very cool. Nice to see you and welcome. And then we got Dolly Saffron. Hey, Dolly. And yeah, I think that if I missed anybody, I promise that I will. I promise I will make it up to you. I hate overlooking anybody, but believe me, it would not be with intention. So tonight, no stranger to SNX Radio, but in case you don't know who he is, you definitely will. So we're going to get ready to soar with incredible filmmaker Doc Skinner. He's High Strangeness is definitely, if you haven't seen his show, he's had a show. He's with over 30 years in show business. He's collaborated with legends like Disney and Spielberg. True Renaissance. He was an actor, stuntman, writer, director, producer, editor, event promoter. Oh yeah, he had one of the best. So hopefully he'll get that kicking off again. Radio personality, and like I said, he's definitely he's well versed in about everything. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Doc Skinner out and let him, because nobody can tell you better than themselves.
Oh, well, hello, folks. I guess I will be the guy holding down the fort for a minute. I'm Doc Skinner. Not the way this was intended. I'm thinking she might need to be doing some rebooting or something. So, well, is the show still on? 57 Types asks. Yes, the show must go on. My name is Doc Skinner, and with 1028 Productions, I been in business a while. I've got to work with a lot of really amazing people, except for my lighting director, who, there we go, he still has a job. Yeah, so Spiritual Ascension, yes. Doc, You're Crazy is showing. Yes. Oh, yes. My Crazy is showing, so I should tuck it in, right? Anyway, so yes, I am here. I am your mystery co-host this evening. Hopefully I won't have to do the whole day. But it's Friday freaking night, and like the guys in Men Who Stare at Goats, electronics around me, So I'm actually, while we're here, I'll tell you, go get my new book on Amazon and BarnesandNobles.com called Fly the Rise of Jett Parker. It's the first in a trilogy, and it will be republished with Simon & Schuster in the coming months. So look for it. It'll be worldwide then, hopefully in the airports. It's important. And check it out, because there's never been a book or a film on this sport of indoor skydiving. So check it all out. Anyway, so there. Now we got that all the way. My God, I feel like, I hope she's okay. But I guess we will go on. Let's see. So we have Spiritual Ascension, Dolly Safran 9107. Hello, everybody. And if you've never seen my show, it's always, you don't know what to expect. But I've had a lot of cool guests. Let me just say, when the UFO conferences and Congress things were going on in DC, yeah, all those people except for Corbell, most of them have been over for dinner, and I fell into the world because I started DisclosureCon, and Travis Walton is a neighbor, a friend of mine, and I've been very blessed to have some amazing friends who done some amazing things. I was worked with the third phase of Moon for a very long time. I mean, I still probably could. I just been busy doing other things, and they're now getting into other realms of film and stuff. So you may have seen me over there as well. Let's see. Can you say put on the spot on a major? That's okay. I will hold Coley to it, and she will owe me one. Anyway, yeah, so we were going to talk about giants and Nephilim and angels and stuff like that. Now, I'm not my name is Doc. It's a nickname, by the way, stage name, of course, and I have no PhD in anything except for the fact that I've lived a hell of a life, and I've learned a lot of things over that period of time. But fun Friday fact: Australia is whiter than the moon. Oh, well, thank you very much, Moon at Noon. I appreciate the, you can never learn enough. See, I would have gone to bed not knowing that until now. So appreciate the interaction. Boy, I hope people have stayed on board. I hope she's okay. I'm starting to get to that. Should I give her a call on the phone? Or was this a ploy because she needed the night off? It's like, who can I just leave and know can take over? Anyway, so yeah, we were going to talk about that, and I think last time we were here. We were talking about how the Nephilim came down. They chopped down the trees that were, as tall as they can be. There's actually the tallest trees in the redwood forest, and it's taller than the Statue of Liberty, like way taller. And so when you think about that and the height of all those trees, oh, thank you very much. It's very nice. Thank you very much. Coley has board issues sometimes. Yeah, believe me. If anybody watches my show, 1028 Productions and Entertainment on YouTube, I'm all over the place. It's like whatever's going on, I was just talking about it. And I've had some amazing guests, like of course, so many, I can't remember his name. The gentleman from Antarctica that went to Congress and everything. I was one of the first people to have him on my show. And so many others. God, now that I think about it, I've done a lot. Just in the past few years. YouTube is an amazing tool, except when it came to paying me, and all the strikes and everything. But we all know how YouTube is. Anyway, hopefully she should be coming on soon. I don't want to like over hijack, but I'm just trying to keep you guys around. I'm kind of like the pre-show entertainment, when you go to a live show and they have a comedian come out, and then you realize that I'm not a comedian. Yeah, call her. Someone's saying I should call her. All right, let's make sure she, wasn't zapped by Men in Black. I wish I don't have elevator music. Dun, 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 and then it just repeats. You ever notice that in the elevator? It's always like 30 seconds. Okay, she's not picking up the phone. Anybody know her nearby? Maybe you could help her out. Or when that second the power went out or something silly like that, and I got stuck with it. Not that I got stuck with it.
Please leave your message for 53564.
Oh, hey, just call and make sure you're okay. Give calls back. Bye. Yeah, bye. That's probably why she didn't answer when I called. Okay. Well, this is very, very interesting. I mean, this is like, what is it? I should know this. Not stand in? Yeah, I guess I'm standing in now. So we will go along from there. Anybody have any questions? Looks like Doc's hosting the SS. Yes, it certainly does. Yeah, let's see. So I sorry, last second I was like, oh, phone numbers. So I started making all that weird noises like I was in a psych word or something weird to that effect. I am so I do declare I was not expecting to do this tonight. And she normally does 3-hour shows. How are we gonna holy crap? Am I just gonna be doing storytelling all night? Is that what's gonna be happening? Okay. And I used to do this all the time, as you will see, but I'm a little rusty taking the reins. Talk about giants. They're real. They were real. Some are probably still hidden around the world, like when they had the Kandar giant situation. If you don't know about that, check it out. So fun little rabbit hole. Because when it comes to special ops force guys, they're the real deal, and they're usually straightforward. And so you can't sit there and go, they're just making it up. Okay. Moon at Noon has just chimed in to save the day, I think. In honor of National Blonde Joke Day. Why did the blonde get fired? Wait, hold up. Hope. I am co-hosting this thing on the you're already trying to get me in trouble with it, people. I don't want to say that. I don't know if I should. That would no. Yep. Sorry. I read it. It's funny, but like I said, I'm not the stand-up comedian. At least not tonight. Let's see. How did you get into this subject? Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's an easy way. Well, let me ask you, as an audience, when you watch these movies, you read these books that talk about they're labeled fantasy, nonfiction, and you have that feeling of connection with that era, with that situation, with those creatures. You ever wonder that maybe the concept of fantasy and myths and legends was just a way of dismissing the truth, as we do today with cancel culture? You ever think about it like that? I mean, when you want the Chinese calendar, all right, the Chinese calendar, every animal's an animal that we've all seen, except the dragon. Why would the dragon be the one animal on there that something that supposedly wasn't real? Yet, and throughout their history, it shows. The word dragon, or I'm sorry, dinosaur is a new terminology for those creatures that was a I should know this, but I'm guessing like early 1900s. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but long time ago. Okay. And before that, they were known as dragons, and they're mentioned in the Bible. And there's paintings showing dragons or dinosaurs, as we are known of them, and you see people riding them and using them like elephants or horses or donkeys. I mean, they were helping, with society. So, and those are paintings that are thousands of years old. Then they say, well, the dinosaurs are the oil, long way down there. But we're finding all these dinosaurs up high, and they're fossilized. But yet, in recent times, we've discovered that things can fossilize in 50 years. There's a fossilized museum. I think it's in Clearwater, Florida, somewhere in Florida. It's a fossil museum. I think it's in Florida. And they have a fossil of a cowboy's leg that must have got chewed off by an animal. It was left in the boot, and the boot and the leg were petrified, and the boots were made in 1950. So, So things, we've been lied to about time. And with the giants, of course, those that are in the know, the giants came from the angels that were brought down, the 200 angels to take care of, keep an eye over humanity. And they were like, well, those women look pretty good. And they started mating with the women and having these babies that were known as Nephilim. And they were titans. They were like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet tall, after a while, not like at birth, of course, but they would grow fast. And that was because we had more oxygen at a higher elevation, more oxygen on the planet, so that it would accommodate those creatures, those giants of those statures and heights. And so I hope she's okay. But I get it. I've had stuff go down. Sorry, I don't know. Can I cuss on this show? Clearwater, yes, that is correct on the museum. Thank you for checking on that, Dolly's a friend 9107. Do appreciate it. I know we just met, but I do appreciate you. And then William Nighthawk 6630. That's such a cool name, Nighthawk. Yeah, that's just awesome, dude. I like that. Hey Doc, you tell him, brother. Well, I'm trying to tell the best I can. Yeah, the giants are disincarnates. Sorry, I have my glasses on. Sends to wander the earth realm. I believe that there are some. Now, here's the thing: a lot of people, if you didn't see the last show or two I've done here, I'm really big on the cell phone. I apologize, but it's a small ship. So, okay. So they did that. Nephilim were created, and the Titans, the Goliaths, and all those creatures that we've heard myths and legends and lore about, which is actually history. But because the powers that be want to hold the narration in their control, they manipulate things and get rid of information and do human resets, like with Tartaria and all that in the 1700s. It's wild. But point is, God looked down, didn't like what he saw. He didn't like the evil that they brought to the earth, which was destroying and cannibalism and eating humans and all this stuff was horrible. So he told his archangels, Michael, and his team, his A-team, like, get down there, because they're huge. People think that angels, we're just gonna call them angels for now, were always, human size. No, they were huge. They were massive. It's like I said, at one time, before they came down to do their job, there was oxygen at such a high altitude that big creatures could live and thrive and grow and multiply. But God said, I want you, Michael, and your angels to go down and chop down all the big, as we would call them, avatar trees, huge, massive trees that people would live in and everything, right? And they chopped them all down. And they cut them down low enough that the giants couldn't climb them to avoid the flood that God was about to bestow on the world. And that was to flood all the evil, which included the giants. And by doing that, it also eliminated the higher oxygen content of the planet. And before it happened, remember, dinosaurs, and they got there's what do you call it? Bones and proof and stuff that they found of mosquitoes that are like the size of birds, creatures that are like massive, because there was more oxygen. And that was all eliminated. Now, some did survive. But yeah. So if anybody else is really close to her, maybe she'll answer your line. She's not answering my line. And want to give her a call. Have a catalog of how many sites USA that have giant bones. Oh God. Remember, I'm not an actual doctor. It's just my stage name. I don't have a PhD in anything. I mean, I have enough experience for PhDs in a lot of things, but over the decades. Let's see what else we have here. Earth is a dodecahedron. Sorry if I'm butchering that. With 10 domed worlds, 2 open poles, is hollow and has pillars, as in Pillars of the Earth from mythology. Yes, and that that is a book that I was told to read a long time ago, and you're the first person to mention that since then, and I need to get that. I need to get that book. And I was curious because I was dating someone. She goes, "Are you a blue blood?" And I thought she meant like a cop. Later, I found out that's not what she meant. But anyway, I would love to have a fish sandwich. Well, I would too, but ever since Fukushima, I haven't touched any seafood. God, I miss Alaskan king snow crab legs and butter, or with fettuccine alfredo. Yum, 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 yum. Doc, did you know that many giants were aware that the deluge was coming and had their human minions build and seal them into massive stone sarcophagi? Yeah. Yes, and a lot of the giants that sunk to the bottom floated, and when the water receded, them and the stumps of the trees and everything was all, over time became petrified and they became mountains. That's a fun one. That's a fun rabbit hole, because you can go to these places and look at them yourselves, not just see them in photos. And you're like, there's no way that island isn't a petrified elephant of enormous, preposterous size. Holly's having technical difficulties still. Well, that's okay. We will hold the fort, and she will owe me big. You're the man, Doc. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Truth Seeker 137. Mr. Truth Seeker, you used to hang out on my show, right? 137 is kind of throwing me off, but if so, hey, I know. Strange encounter. It's a small world, right? Dolly Saffron 9107 says there is a place in Northeast Georgia with them, also huge stones in areas around too. Yes, like all those huge burial mounds that are so huge. You're like, dude, I don't even want to pay for the bulldozer to dig that up. I just wish someone out there is going to hear this message and think, I'm going to be the one to do this. Good. I cheer you on. God bless you. Run with this idea. Find out all these burial grounds that are around, not just America, start with America, but then grow around the world. Find out which ones have had LRAD scanning, and then compile a book on all the locations and all the LRAD scans, or go into not cahoots, but go into an association with someone with an LRAD machine and do that. Okay, hold on. We got an update. She said she did something. I don't know. My computer and charger and phone is not letting me in. I can get the C charger, or should I kill it? Hell no. We're having a blast. Just waiting on you. All right, I had to do it. I don't have like a producer on the side to do all that for me. Yeah, okay. So she was like, should I cut it? Should I kill it? I'm on a roll right now. Anyway, all right. So let's see. If there were giants in the past, how does that affect me today? Well, it doesn't, unless you have salt rock. As they say, salt rock is the petrified meat of the insides of giants that they find inside the mountains and all that. It looks when you look at the photos and the videos of a lot of the salt mines, it looks like carved bacon. I mean, it's like you look at that in bacon, it's like it's not even the different shade of color. It's like the same. It's just petrified. I mean, I have one in my room, hey, it keeps me mellow. So Culver has a great fish sandwich, just so if anybody asks. Now we have Culver's up here. I've never been there because I live on top of a mountain. So, I don't know how fresh that would be, but people love it. The lines are crazy. Let's see. But seriously, after Fukushima, dude, when they were taking radar and stuff over, not radar, nuclear testing device, and they would run over the meat at the stores like months after, probably like 6-7 months after Fukushima, was like everything had radiation in it. So I just was like, whatever. Says, I'm going to get the seat charger. Give me 10 minutes. Take your time. We're doing a conga line. She didn't realize who she was bringing on tonight. We're doing a conga line now. Conga line now. Riba, ya riba. No, how do you spell it? Ya riba, ya riba. No, still didn't do it. Ya riba. All right, so stick around because she's going to be back. She's got to charge something up. She's probably going to go all covert and use her phone instead. I don't know. But believe me, I get it. I have been there. And after a little bit, you're like, should I pull the plug? Is it like dead air people are staring at? Well, lucky for her, she didn't get dead air. Well, she did for a little bit. She froze. But then here I am. So, all right, that was autocorrect Culver's. Yes, okay. We carry that DNA. Those are riff. I can't even know what that word is. 6 toes and fingers, red hair. Yeah, right. They'll take your soul. I'm just kidding. Redheads, you're really pretty. Cheesy curds, ice cream, bread. See, I don't know. Curds. It's just, why call it that? But, hey, teach their own. I'm just going through the message board, check and make sure we don't forget anybody. How does it affect me today? Like I always wondered about digging up old bones and if it's interesting, but if it doesn't really affect me now, says 5-7 types. Yeah, it really, look, that's a great question. What the fuck does it? Sorry, I'm used to my show. My bad. Sorry, YouTube. My bad. Sorry, Coley. No, the thing is, it's not going to do anything, but if you are a seeker of truth and knowledge and you're tired of being lied to by the man, by the school system, by the collegiate system, by all those systems that were created by the bad side, and then those techniques were brought to our side, and then they put them on our kids, like with the GATE program and all these other, I did a show with her about that. You can go back and watch that one. But yeah, this stuff is going on, and people like me, a gay kid, a Gen Xer, okay, 73, rah, okay, one of the originals, it gets to a point where you're just like, dude, I've been lied to all my life by everybody. And not necessarily everybody does it maliciously. It's just they've been brainwashed to believe that what they're saying is right. And because I'm a gay kid and because all these things, I like so many others, like there's millions of us out there, we see right through the BS. So for us, knowing the truth, it lifts that veil of, it wasn't just fantasy books. It wasn't just myth and legends and lore. These were historical markers that the powers that be, whether the church or whoever, said, no, we can't let this, we can't have people believe this. So all you need is 2 generations. I mean, we've done it here in the United States over and over and over again. It just take 2. Shoot, we have such a short attention span. People don't even, they think, man, way back when in the old days, last month when so-and-so happened. I mean, because we're so used to stuff going like this instead of like in the 70s days where tragedy would strike, 6 months later, tragedy would strike. Now it's like every 6 minutes, tragedy strikes. And we're so blasé, but our attention span is like gone. So 57, McDonald's is the best choice for fish sandwich. Love you, Moon and Nation X. Just be careful with that Mickey D's, though. Just be careful with it. Culver's has a great fish sandwich. Okay, everybody's wanting to turn me on to the fish food now, seafood. This is interesting. Yes, it's a chain. All humans are related to giants. Got that one earlier. All humans, chunky cheese. I always talk about chunky cheese. That was autocorrect. Just want to make sure we get everybody here. You can swear on Coley Show. Fuck yeah. We're talking about this other day, Doc. We were talking. Yes, that's why I stopped. I was like, yeah, you can go back and watch that video. Give her some points or likes on that. Human DNA was given to 12 species. All were lifted. The last species lifted were chimps. They were given something extra choice to overcome their nature. Did you see the atomic clock is closer to midnight? I know. I was like, I couldn't sleep for like 5 minutes and then I passed out. No, that's the control. Hey, you guys want to hear some really cool trivia? All right. Who in the chat can Google right now? Because I don't want to do it while I'm working. Google the guy that invented propaganda. He worked with a certain military organization on the other side. Well, his great grandkids or whatever, they were the Netflix. I'll let that simmer amongst your group. You just think about it. Come back to me later. Let's see. Ooh, McDonald's with a side of human. Don't want to say the whole word just in case. We got to be on tiptoes these days. Yeah, actually, I haven't been to a Mickey D's in over 30 years because I listened to the original. I've been into the whole game since 92. My very first conspiracy was cell towers and mind control and wavelength and frequency levels and all that stuff. And then I heard about Mickey D's and whatever. The quickening, wouldn't that be nice? The only one. You'd get a really cool sword if you were the only one. A few of you are going to get that reference. Just a few, I'm sure. If more, that's badass. Gen X. McDonald's has the largest fishing fleet on earth. True fillets. That makes so much sense. Like, I don't understand what Bill Gates did. He bought like almost all of the potato farms. Like, he's like the largest potato farm or farm owner on the planet or some craziness like that. He supplies Mickey D's with all their fries. That food is not good for you. Let's see. I think Mr. B is watching this show right now. We were the giants. Well, I believe. Now think about it. Okay, I wasn't prepared to do all this, and I don't have a bunch of stuff I could show you. But if you look at totalitarian buildings or buildings that are around the world that are all the same, basically, they all have these doors that are like 40, 50, 600 feet tall. Okay. Why would they make doors like that unless giants were the norm and they were involved in council meetings or government stuff? They needed a door to come in. Now, here's the other thing that solidifies it amongst many other reasons, of course. But I discovered something and I never heard anybody talk about it. Okay. Go to a government building, like not something new in the past 50 years. I mean, like government buildings that were founded, literally found and taken over and made into government buildings. Look at the if they have huge doors, look at the staircases to the front entrance. You ever wonder why, stairs have landings? The little stairs are for us. The landings were the steps for the giants to get into the building. And so there's no one can say that's not true. Just go on National Geographic or Travel Channel or something. You go look at all these amazing buildings in Europe and stuff. And you look in the staircases, if need be, they're there. So giants were a thing. They were accepted. It was part of life, um, where they were accommodated, just like having a wheelchair ramp for the handicapped. It was there to, it was a necessity, or they wouldn't have done it. Then you have all these towers, like in Italy and other places. They had all these tall towers that looked like skyscrapers, but they were very, very small and narrow. They're little towers, very, very tall. And it's like, what if that was so that when the giants came, you could go up there and you could talk to them right to their ear instead of having to scream and shout? That is hypothetical, though. I have nothing to, that's just me, just talking. This is moving fast. I don't want to miss anybody. Good and wonderful evening, beautiful souls. Thank you, Mad Paximus. Thank you very much, Mad Paximus. Spiritual, and you're a moderator. You're playing. What happened to Coley? She's not on the screen. She will be back soon. She had to run to the store, I think. I don't know. No, just kidding. She was having to charge something up, so it'd be a little bit, but yabba yabba dabba do. Hi Pax. Didn't want to be left out of that. Founded it. Thank you very much, Bigfoot Dwarf 42,000. Yeah, 4,200. Yes, I got that right. At least the moderators are like going, huh? Can you imagine having to build an elevator big enough to fit a giant in it? Oh, that is a really interesting concept. But did they have elevators? I'm sure if they did, you have to understand, we are not the first evolution of species on this planet. We're like the 6th or 7th, right? And back then they had the ability, they could levitate and all this. I mean, we some do here, very few people, like tribes and monks and whatnot, but and mad scientists in a garage with tinfoil. It's not a lost art, completely lost. A lot of things are, like how they built these magnificent buildings, cathedrals that are perfectly harmonized and in tune and have frequencies, which the frequencies of each of cathedrals on the planet, real cathedrals, okay? When you see the big, beautiful window at the front that has the big, stained glass windows and everything, it used to not have window. They used to be open, and that was the signature of the frequency of that. There weren't churches then. They were healing centers, because there was no pews. There was just a floor, a beautiful marble floor, and you would lay on the floor on your back, and that's what all the paintings on the ceilings were for. Not so people would get neck injuries. No, you're supposed to lay on the floor, and the energy, which would also be in tune with the organs and stuff, they would go off, and the frequency of the anyway, they were healing centers, and the churches founded them and took them over and made them churches. So that's why there's no bathrooms or kitchens in the old cathedrals. I mean, that were built in. I'm sure they put them in later, but anyway, let's see. Pi Corbin's frequencies, interesting topic as well. Yes, thank you very much. Frequency is a very, very interesting topic. Psionics has become one of my favorite sciences that I've been just dabbling in. I don't know, expertise in it, but I love to see what it does, like with snowflakes and with water droplets. You turn them into snowflakes, and how water has energy. Cymatics, thank you so much. Psionics is actually the full color infrared night vision goggle that I own. I don't know why I said that. I just saw the image of their logo and I said it, and it is cymatics. Thank you very much, Moon at Nation X. Appreciate it. That's what I love about the chat rooms, is that, there's that interaction. And then if I start stumbling, I'm like, what the hell is it talking about? Then you guys can go, yes, 432 hertz all the way, yo. Yeah, those that don't know about that, 432 is like the angelic frequency that all notes are supposed to be tuned to, but Hitler came along and said, no, we're going to turn it to the dark side and have it to be low frequency, so change it to 4 or whatever it was, and it wasn't that. And so by doing that, a lot of the music that we hear today, unless it's specific bands like Paula Stereo and her band, they're called the 432 hertz band, and they tune everything. So all the symphonic stuff, Beethoven, Mozart, all that was all done in angelic 432 hertz. And because of that, that's why when you listen to that music, it's angelic. I mean, it captures your soul. Whereas other stuff on the higher frequency, a lot of bass music and stuff is like, it's low. Just like the Travis Scott thing at the Six Flags a few years back. That was all intentional. Ooh, that's an evil one we can get into. But I'm not going to change too far off the highway because it's on my show, and I'm respect. As Bob Marley sang, you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Amen. Boundless, authentic. You know who you are. Thank you very much. That was a great comment. They made it the standard music to 440. Thank you. From 432 to 440. And I love this. You guys are, it's like I'm the bumbling spy, and you guys are the guys in the van with the computer there feeding me all the info. I love this. 432 hertz appeals to the theta waves. See? Now, if I didn't give you that little side monologue, you would just sit here and think, dude, Doc's really, really smart. No, Coley's got a great audience. So thanks for hanging with me too until she can, hopefully get back on. If not, I'm going to send her an invoice. Because I don't think I haven't played anything. I mean, I could, but I don't want to, because I hate that, the copyright. We played some videos last time and I had it on my stream and I got copywritten. And I'm like, she probably got copywritten too. So I don't want to screw it in easy. If she's making money or something, I don't want to do that. All right, let's get into some fun. 57 Type says, the Schumann resonance has been disrupting me all week. Is anyone else feeling it? Yes. I am fucking nuts right now. Can you not see? I'm not, I'm just like, I'm like, you know what I feel like right now? I feel like the Andy Dick of the ufology community right now. Minus all the hard drugs. But yeah, because I've been out of the loop for so long and everybody's kind of like, I guess, did Doc die? He hasn't been, I haven't seen him in a while. It's like my witness protection program is like the cheapest versions. Let's see. BMR is coming into hell. BMR. But not. Shot. You guys are throwing French words at me. Chantul, that fix that. Joyce Skyrena says, Sky is actually a character in the book Fly, The Rise of Jett Parker by me, Doc Skinner. Available now on Amazon.com with the trilogy, which is Dancing with Gravity Part 2 and Orbital Control Part 3. All right, back to anyway, what we were saying is this is insane. I know, isn't this insane? Tell me about it. Hold on 1 minute. Here we go. Oh,
it's me. It's Coley, the beautiful Coley.
You look fantastic, Coley.
Well, thank you. Well, you don't really know me, probably, Doc. I am BMR, Bigfoot Michigan Rob. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm trying to help.
A crazy show, man.
Man, this is crazy. Well,
I feel like I snuck into the Johnny Carson set, and I'm like, hey, guys,
it's live TV, man. Coley, I see Coley, and I was talking to her. She goes, "Can you help me? Can you bail me out? I don't know what's going on. My charger blew up."
That's kind of what I got. I was like, well, give it a shot,
Yeah, hey, but so I said, yes, I'll pop on. I wasn't really doing too much. So yeah, you've been talking, and I know doing it solo, man, you get dry mouth and you're just kind of, I get it. I do the same thing on my show.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it for years, but it's been about, well, since last time I did a show was the last show with Coley.
Yeah.
I've just been staying out of the spotlight. I just
thing,
trying to get my book out there. By the way, it's Fly, The Rise of Jett Parker.
Oh, great. Well, hey, I wanted to pop it. I'm not going anywhere. I wanted to come on and and help you, so you don't have to talk all night long, so you and I can converse. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
I've been watching you. I've been following Coley for a while, and I've seen you a couple times. And I've got my brain is kind of, I got some things matriculating to ask you.
I have no degrees in anything.
Yeah, well, yeah, like who cares? Like that matters in today's day and age. I went to, I got my degree, I did, but you know what? I don't use it for anything. It's it's your life. It's what you've learned in the world.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pop on and let you know I'm here. But before I get rolling, I've got to do something really quick. It'll take me about 50 seconds, and I'll be back. Continue on, and I'll rejoin you in just a minute.
Okay. Sounds
Awesome.
good. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and then it loops. That's how elevators work. They only last about a foot or a floor or two, and then goes on. All right, so yes, Super Rob is in the house. His bird is playing. It's Super Rob. I like that. It's pretty cool. Babbling on. Yes. Oh hey, it's the Bigfoot guy. Yes. And now there's a YouTube channel. I don't know if I can't touch it. It won't let me touch it. Godly. I feel like I'm on the radio, but yet y'all see me. So it takes away that protective, barrier. Yeah, because that's, now that I think about it, doing radio is so much different than doing podcasting, because doing radio, no one can see your tells. No one can see you're like, oh, he just wished he didn't say that, or oh my God, he's locked up. Whereas I could hit a sound effect and it takes up 5 seconds and whatnot. But anyway, yeah. Oh, I used to do radio too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. That's right. Hit that little diggly wiggly button with the thing right goes right up. Hit that. Also, hit the subscribe, not just the like. The like is great and all. Subscribe, and then go over to the bell. I can't believe I remember all this stuff. Go over to the little bell and hit the notification bell, or you won't be notified. You'll be like, dude, I'm like totally left out of the loop. What's going on, yo? That's why they're tricking you. But if you know the tricks, you can get around it. So there you go. If you're not getting notifications, that's the issue. Go to the subscribe thing, click on the notification bell, make sure it goes wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right? That's what's important. If it's just a solid, he's back.
Hey, what's happening? Yeah, I'm kind of winging this like yourself, because typically when I do my show, I have something prepared, because I kind of like to be a little, when
you're allowed to prepare stuff for these things?
Oh, hell, I go by top. I fly by the seat of my pants half the time anyway.
Dude, every night, I still, to this day, I mean, just hitting the start button just makes my heart do, oh, God.
I still get nervous every time I go on a show, even my own show. I've done like 400 of them.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, no. That's I'm not brag. I didn't mean to say like I did
no.
not mean to sound like I was bragging.
No, I think I made just under 400 before I was like, I'm not going to regurgitate any of this shit anymore.
Oh man. So, okay. So,
Question.
I wanted to ask you some things, and I know you've been talking a little bit. Where should I start? Okay. Well, what I do typically, I'm big time into cryptids, Bigfoot, and Dogman. We do paranormal. I just started dabbling in the ufology and aliens about a year ago. So it's not my bread and butter, my wheelhouse, but I'm I've learned some things over the years with various guests, people I talk to. And I wanted to ask you this. I was reading some things like in the bio that Coley had, and I've seen you twice on the show about Montauk, and also about, as a producer, editor, you're very versed. I've seen you work with Disney, I guess, and maybe Spielberg.
Oh, yeah, no, hold on. When she introduced me, I don't know if that was in what I gave her, and if not, AI did it, but I wasn't. I worked on Spielberg's Sequest DSP. I was not like, hey, Steve, let's make a show together. It wasn't like that. So I don't want to
man. Man, I thought that. Okay, well, that's okay.
It would be nice, but
Well, so
I just wanted to clear that, because I heard that earlier. I was like, oh, I got to say something, and then this all happened, and I forgot.
Well, yeah.
So thank you.
Well, that's quite all right, because I get it. So I've been thinking, this came to me about 2 years ago when we're talking about aliens. And in particular, for me, it was Star Wars. And about 2 years ago, because I believe in all these things. Everything under the spectrum to me is connected. All of it. I don't care what script is, UFO, alien, ghosts. I think
It's all
it's a
connected.
layered plane, man, and they all walk different realms. The same, both diverse.
But we've had multi-layers of cancel culture through generations
Yes,
for that. Yeah.
absolutely. And it's speaking about that now. I'm gonna revert back to Hollywood for a brief moment. I'm not going to slam Hollywood, especially today's Hollywood, because I think back in the day, it was good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was
Very good. I mean,
yeah,
if
it
you
was
can
awesome.
go back to the days of, I wasn't born then, but we had the Clark Gable. I mean, true Hollywood, glamour, right? But okay, so you have George Lucas, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. In fact, when Star Wars came out, I was 8 or 9, I think. I'm not sure. I was young. And about 2 years ago, I started doing some research on the Star Wars. And to me, in all these Hollywood shows, movies in the 80s and 90s in particular, dating back to I think 76 with Star Wars, they come up with these beautiful characters and these aliens. And I was talking with a bunch of people and they said, Rob, you're far out, you're a weirdo, this and that. And I've been called a weirdo. I embrace the weird, by the way. I don't care. I think that a lot of these things in the Star Wars trilogy and other movies, I think they're actual events that probably played out at some time. Especially when you go back to the bar scene in Star Wars with these aliens. I'm thinking this now, yes, they're creative, imaginative guys, but I happen to think, and tell me if I'm crazy, I think a lot of these stories happened at one time and place. And I think a lot of the things in Star Wars might have been something that maybe George Lucas himself got that from maybe a contactee. What's your take on that stuff?
Better. Hold on, man. Because you're going down this hole, give me
I am.
3 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you know about remote viewing?
A lot.
All right. Did you know that the civilian group known as the Farsight Institute, they remote viewed George Lucas's mind during the creation of Star Wars and discovered that he was having memories of a life before.
Oh my Lord.
And Princess Aldama, the big round headdress she has on that outfit. Yeah. It's the exact same outfit and headdress of the last princess or queen of Tartaria, which there's photo evidence of. All of those buildings you see were Tartarian architecture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
what you were seeing was through Star Wars, which, by the way, my trilogy, Fly the Rise of Jett Parker, has a Star Wars kind of thing towards the third chapter or third book. And I'm following George Lucas's whole path, how he did it. And I'm not saying I'm having memories like he did, but that's what Farsight Institute said was, yes, he was having like past life regression memories of a previous life that he lived. And he was remembering all the people in his life and the wars that were going on. In Star Trek, which Gene Roddenberry created, which didn't just come to him, by the way. He was told by a good friend who was in OSA or something. It was like before the CIA, Men in Black. Yeah, told him these things. He was like, "Oh, I got to tell the world." He goes, "If you want to wake up tomorrow, you don't." So he was a comic book writer, and so he started telling the stories of Star Trek and labeling it as science fiction.
Oh, okay.
That's why you see most of the stuff from the old days we have today.
Yes, because from the old days, I believe that we do have it today because all these movies that have come out in this phenomenon. Now that I'm talking to people here in the 2000s, 2020s, a lot of this stuff it's interrelated to some of these older movies, man. And the fact that, yes, with where you talked about George Lucas and came up with this through the remote viewing through a past life, that makes 100% sense to me.
Hold on 1 second. You know, I just thought of something real quick. Let me do
Yeah.
this, and then I'll share it here. Princess. What is it, Madala or
I think that's what you said, Madonna. I don't remember all the names.
Adama. Star Wars, yeah, and Tartarian princess images. Aha! Oh, we're gonna have some fun with this. Hold on, let me just share this screen. But boom, yes. Wait, you're. Oh, wait, she has to clear it, or can you do it?
What, the Moon at Noon thing?
No. Add it. Sharing a screen. Can you do that on your end?
I'm not an administrator on her thing. She just sent me the link. Hang on, let me see.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, no, I can't do any of that.
Well, go ahead. See, I can't share unless she says okay, because I'm just a guest.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a guest too. Really,
so
I'm technically just a guest. I just have the link like you do. That's how I got on.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I can't. It's gonna be a mess. Yeah. So if you type in Princess Adama Star Wars Tartarian Princess, you'll see the first picture is Queen Genepil, Genepil. And that is what inspired her character in Star Wars. And then next to that, you'll see Yoda was also around during that period of time. Images of these people that look, with weird ears. And I wish I could share this with you.
Yeah, I know. There's only so much we can do it on our end.
Yeah. So, they're saying don't because she got copyright claimed. All right, I'm gonna do it then. We're just flying by the seat of our pants. But yeah, if you guys look that up, you'll be able to see it yourselves. The same outfit and everything, and that's what Princess Leia was based off of. So yeah, Tartaria was a civilization at one time that had flying contraptions. They had free energy. There was no politics. Everybody were able to just create. They had flying contraptions and zeppelins, all that stuff, way before the whole zeppelin falling and exploding, and that was all staged to make people fear wanting to ride in those things anymore, so that they had to do the trains or the cars, anything other mobile that would take fuel. There's so much that is now coming to light. I really believe we are in Revelations, which is the big reveal where things are coming to light, like the gigantic temple in India that's carved out of one gigantic mountainside and one big block. It's all one piece. And now people are realizing, it was cut with lasers. That's the only way it could have been done. Some of these things are so intricate, you could just fit like a toothpick through it. And you can't do that with hammer and chisel, especially with just one piece, and it'd be perfect. Elephant, life-size elephants and stuff, all of it out of one gigantic piece, this whole temple. And all the pillars inside the temple are all these amazing discs that are all one piece of stone that are all together, and you can spin around. They have cages with balls inside of them, like you couldn't get the ball in there without carving it out of there, and all of this stuff. And what they've discovered is that the pillars in this temple, if you look at it and turn it sideways, it looks like a 3-dimensional sound wave. But if you look at it directly, it looks like a turbine engine on a big commercial airliner. So if you think about it, if this wasn't something that was stone at all times, but was petrified later, it was actually a flying machine, like the pyramid, not zapatas, what are they called? In India talks about them all the time, the big pyramid city size, building size UFOs that would hover around. Yeah. And then we're finding so many damn pyramids every day now with all the new technology.
The pyramid thing too. I mean, I don't want to get too far out there because,
we're already, it's all good.
I mean, you've got these these pyramids back in the day, and we've all seen Moses, with the straw and the mud, and they're making these pyramids, making these beautiful artifacts, sculptures. I got to tell you, the pyramids that exist today in Egypt that were created many, many moons ago, I don't see how that was done by ancient Egyptian folks, people.
Yeah.
They had
I'm,
help with.
I'm starting to wonder, because they had the technology to melt rock, as if they form fitted it, like the ones in the Aztecs that have the weird shapes, but you can't fit paper through it. It's like, okay, they put up a wall barrier and they filled it in,
yeah,
because with a very powerful, not Fresnel, is it a Fresnel lens? Which you can get a plastic wobbly one. You can put it up above a rock and it will melt right through the rock.
Okay, that's interesting. But how would you account for I was reading in some journal that even today, I don't know how accurate or true this is. I was just something I read all the time, how they were saying that even engineers of today, with our tech today, could make the precise pyramids that exist today. It was beyond
with stone
our
cut
control. Stone cut.
Yeah. Now we could go with frequencies and levitation, like the
Yeah.
monks would do with big boulders and lift them up on top of cliffs and stuff with horns and drums, and they're chanting. There's that. But the idea of them able to manipulate, like the pyramid, or not the pyramid, but the temple I mentioned, where it's like laser precision, 3D print kind of cut. It's just gorgeous. And then you have these others. They had technology that for some reason was put under the rug. And I think the Smithsonian had something to do with it a lot of the time, especially with giants and skeletons and destroying them. And it being reported that they did do it. They admitted to it. We messed up. Yeah, but you did it anyway. You erased history. So I think, have you ever heard of Coral Castle in Florida?
I have.
Okay, I've been there, and it was built by one man only at night. He had fence around the property, and no one was allowed there. But supposedly one of the local kids in the neighborhood saw a hole in the fence and watched him. And they said, with a big triangle crane thing that he had set up, he had a radio frequency tuner device at the top, and he would set it at a certain frequency. And the kid said he saw the stone levitate. Because some of these stones are so huge, it would take 2 bulldozers to help lift it,
Yeah, and even the conveyor system that they had to use, or the traction system to go from the bottom to the top to the peak of the pyramid, that in itself had to have been a labor of love.
Unless they had flying contraptions.
Yeah.
Like our military helicopters that can lift heavy objects, and elephants,
And if you look at some of the pictures and some of the artwork in ancient Egypt, inside the pyramids, there's all sorts of depictions that suggest that.
Yeah.
With a sun god, something flying. And then, of course, they have the Anunnaki. They've got the pictures of the humans with the dog heads.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got all these elaborate things, the things that were not thought of.
I mean, who says they weren't genetic alterations? Because they were supposedly messing with the Anunnaki. They were messing with our genetics. Think about what goes on, with the Montauk. When they had the Montauk labs and stuff, and bodies were washing up, like the Montauk monster. The stuff that goes on. Dulce. It took me a minute to remember it. Dulce. Even people that said that they've worked in there, they're terrified. Like, you don't go down to level 6 or 7, whatever it is, because the creations that they were making with genetics was just apprehensible. If that's the right word. Did I sound smart for that word, apprehensible?
Well,
is that the right word?
Very intelligent, Professor J.
I like to pull one out of the air every now and then.
Yeah. Yes, of course, Doc. Sound like a doc. That goes on, man. I've talked to many people about these creations, even we'll pull out of Egypt, right? But
we go all over the place. Plant's a big place.
We go all over. Yeah, we'll go over the planet, because I've talked to several people, many people in the last, I started doing this seriously 4 years ago, but I really started in 2018. And I've talked to a handful of people that believe that in today's world, and we've all heard about the underground military bases. They call them DUMBs, right? Deep underground military bases.
Yep.
And they talk about the missing the 411 coined by Pallades, right? Okay, whatever. But that to me it's everything. It's every element, human element, the paranormal element, the cryptid element, UFO, alien. And I think the number one thing is even dumb human beings, for lack of a better word, that have no business hiking. You know, you just don't go in the forest because you get turned around in an instant if you don't know what you're doing, right? I mean, so a lot of that is by the human element. But I talked to a lot of people, man, that say they create humanoids in labs.
Mhm.
They're talking about these super soldiers, these dogman creatures. Now, I believe that there's a dog man that's flesh and blood, but I believe most of these things are not of this world, man. I think they walk between planes, including a lot of things about Bigfoot. But I've talked to more than 4 people in my lifetime in the last 4 years that say they were part of or knew of people that experimented and spliced genetics, human DNA, and created humanoids in labs for whatever the reason to create the ultimate monster super soldier, as they say, to keep it out of the human hand, right? And
Mhm.
then these things turned into abominations, and some got released into our national parks and forests,
Right.
which I believe is something that I believe that to be the truth.
And then
I'm not
and
saying
the
it's a
people that
fact.
work in the park and recreate, they know. The ones
They
that live out
know.
there, they know. The ones that have been there for a long time, and they know, okay, because there's a lot of areas that are feral people,
Yeah, yes, that's
that live
true.
out
Yes,
there. So
absolutely.
they don't want, Bobby Sue and Danny Boy getting picked up with their kids by a creature out there and become an X-Files case.
No, I agree with that 1,000%. And when I was reading into and talking with people, this goes on, and it's like the lab experiment gone wrong. And you talk about the Montauk creature. Was that a they? Now, I'm not familiar with 100% of that case. I know you're more adept with it. Was that something going on in laboratories there too, or was that
Yeah,
something
yeah.
different?
Well, Montauk is a, it's an island.
Well, the Montauk
And
monsters are always here about. So
well, yeah, well, I'm saying it showed up on the Montauk Beach. Now
okay,
there was a small section of the island or a little off island from it that was by the U.S. Department of the ones that test diseases and stuff, and they
uh huh.
were working with animals, and supposedly that's what they were doing. But others would say no, they're creating like these mythological looking creatures with multiple heads, trying to create the perfect beast. And maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years, God, time's been going by. This creature showed up because I think they talked about it on the Bell show, so it was a while ago. And it looked like a weird pig, but it had like a bird's beak, um, and just didn't look very pleasant.
Mm,
That was called the Montauk Monster because it showed up on the Montauk Beach. And some would say, "Oh, that was just from somehow got out of the lab." Which
mm,
I don't think is anything to do with Montauk Air Base, Camp Hero. That's at the very, very tip. So,
mm. I got an interesting story to share with you. I
oh,
talked to this person who was on my show about 2 years ago, which has been taken down, by the way,
mhm.
not by me. It got wiped from my show. It was a live show. I had a person on. In fact, it was a woman, and when she came on the show, she actually didn't. She covered her face, and she had one of these voice contraptions where it made her voice not her own. And she went on to tell me the story that she worked for the United States government. She was in genetics, DNA, worked with all of these things. And what had happened is she was very good at her job. And then she walked away from the job because it started getting very dicey. 2 years later, she gets abducted out of her home, blindfolded, and she's on a helicopter, and they take her into the desert, she's thinking, somewhere, scared. They take her below ground, take off her blindfold. One of the people there was one of her bosses that she worked with in the government. And she's petrified, kidnapping. I mean, it was a bizarre event. And they said, look, here's what we're planning on doing. They gave her a tour of the facility. And in this facility, there were tubes like you see on TV with all these weird looking humanoids in these big super tanks, right? Abominations, creepy looking human beings mixed with dog, lion, you name the animal. And she was petrified. They offered her millions of dollars and said, look, we need you for 90 days because you're the only one that can help splice and put this together. This woman, I guess, was a genius that worked for us in the USA. She basically had no choice because they also threatened her with abducting her daughter and all sorts of nefarious deeds, right? She went to work for them, got paid a ton of money, and she said they created a creature. And then when she was done, they gave her some sort of drug, which was to erase part of her memory. Apparently it didn't work. She told me the story. And then they told her that they were going to release it and see what it did in the wilderness. And they put it somewhere in Montana. They put it in the mountains of Montana where the rangers, they gather up grizzly bears that are, how shall I say, they're, grizzly bears scary to begin with, but these were grizzly bears that were kind of had something wrong with them where they were really just, all they wanted to do was go on rampages against human beings for no apparent reason. Because a grizzly bear is not going to attack you, but they had something going on upstairs. And there's a place in Montana, a big ravine, they drop all these grizzlies in. So they dropped one of these creatures into there. And I guess it had escaped. And I guess the government to this day is trying to track these down because they've been going off and doing dubious things in the world. Now, far-fetched, yes. Was it taken down from my channel? Yes. It wasn't even up for 8 hours. Boom. So that led me to believe that somebody was censoring my things because there was something had to be factual about that. You just don't get a video taken down.
Mm-hmm. The very first. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and that was 2 years ago. No one's hardly anybody has been with me has even seen it because it didn't even get out that long. So I got to thinking, so that led me to believe that this goes on all the time. How truthful was this person? I don't know. But it got me to thinking, and other people came forward and told me that these things go on every day. And it just scares me as a citizen of the United States that we have the government out there doing these things.
Yeah, you said you like to read, right?
Yes.
Do you like Dean Koontz?
Yes.
The very first real novel that I ever read, I was forced to in summer school. I got it, and it was Watchers back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And if you haven't read it, it's about a lab that is trying to design the perfect creature that they can, which ends up being a golden retriever that they were going to give to the Russian president so it could be a spy and report back. But in the process of that, they also created its twin, which was this horrific creature. And the very first chapter is there's explosions and fires and the golden retriever gets away, but the monster gets away. And Dean Koontz was talking about that in the late 80s. So, writers, they write what they know. That's the best stuff to write. Fiction is great, but if you got stuff that it's real out there, it will resonate with the reader or the film watcher or whatever, because they'll be like, yeah, that's real.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm 100% with you. I think a lot of fiction based on fact. Now, I don't like using that word fact or expert. I do not like using that. But a lot of these writers and researchers, yes, they're very creative. I could whip up a story myself. We all can. But here's the thing. I collect a lot of data too over these last few years. It can be something as simple as I got my 90th story of a a Bigfoot crossing the road. Yes, it's boring. To me, it's not because this is something that's not supposed to exist. But but I get it all the time, all the time. It's always in the same state. It's either in the Midwest or the Pacific Northwest. Hey, Rob, I just wanted to tell you what happened to me on June 19th at the 12:43 p.m. This big humanoid creature crossed the road. You know how many times that is 68%. If you go into any of these, okay, I'll just say the BFRO, Bigfoot Research Organization, but there's many others. 68% of every Joe Blow in the world has seen a Bigfoot crossing the road. That's where all these reports stem from, right? That's why I like the data because people make things up, people fabricate things, but I will tell you this, not everybody does. And when these accounts start matching, not everybody watches every YouTube channel. Not everybody who listens to a podcast. This is from general human beings that have no clue about the things we're talking about, and they go somewhere and report these things. So to me, the more and more this adds up, yeah, you know what? The more likelihood that these events are taking place, which is what I'm talking about, these creations. I gotta tell you, I've got many accounts that people have told me that I've never reported on because it's just it's out there. It's crazy. But it goes on. I
Hmm.
believe that.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had a encounter with Bigfoot, but I do have 3 casts of footprints that were taken up around here, and one of them's really, really good because you could see like the toenail curving under the toe and it making an imprint. And that little thing right there, just like, oh, I love this one.
Man. Hang on.
Oh, you got foots. You got foots to share.
I got one here, man.
Nice.
Look how big this thing is. Look at
Yeah.
those toes, man. This is from Oregon.
Yeah, I have 3.
Pacific
One is from
Northwest.
actually between Oregon and California on that mountain range there, and then 2 that are from here in the White Mountains of Arizona.
Mm.
And it wasn't, they didn't pass away, but they were like, I'm going to place, you should have these. And I was like, wow, yeah, it's, we talked about remote viewing. You know who Ed Dames is?
I do not know who he is. No.
Major Ed Dames was the one that broke who's a whistleblower about remote viewing on Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM decades ago.
I know who. Yeah. Well, that's where you were talking about the quickening. Art Bell, the quickening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dr. Doom, as he was known.
Dr. Doom.
And because all this stuff kept coming true. And now here we got the X flares, like he said years ago, that once that happens, we have the kill shot. But and supposedly said when they have to bring people down from the International Space Station, which I heard, I haven't verified this, but I just remember I heard recently that they brought some people down from the International Space Station because one of the women was pregnant.
Oh my!
Is it? I don't know if you heard that.
I
don't know. I
did not hear
that. But he said when they have to emergency and bring people down from the International Space Station during X flares and stuff, get ready for the kill shot. Well, I went and spent 20 something, almost 24 hours with a guy in Vegas. And he was telling, I was like the youngest person in a room of 300. Everybody else was on rascal scooters with a nurse on standby with a defibrillator.
Right. Yeah.
And he literally just looked at him all and goes, y'all wasted your money because you're all going to probably die. Because you're not good. If you got oxygen, you ain't gonna, just give up. But we because I was younger, we got along and we went hung out at the bar afterwards. And I asked him, I said, Ed, what is the coolest thing sound like Trump, the coolest thing you've ever remote viewed or had fun remote viewing? And he goes, really? He goes, well, and this is after several drinks at the bar. He goes, Bigfoot. I'm like, what? He goes, he's not from here. He comes from an ice planet and he flies a ship that looks like the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, come on, really?
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And he goes, no, I'm being dead. They come here to vacation and get away. Nice temperatures and stuff. So
Yeah.
now whether he was pulling my leg because of the drinks or whatnot, I don't know. But it was fun to hear him talk about it. And he talked about it for a while. I don't remember much, but I do remember we talked about it for a while. And so Bigfoot has always had a place. I had, my family is on the Oregon coast of like Newport and stuff. And so Bigfoot, it's a big thing up there. They even have a Bigfoot museum with this path. You go out the back door and you go into the wilderness, and they've got a trail with Bigfoots and all kinds of things hidden there. It was a Disneyland back then.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will tell you, I got started with this. I'm not going to tell the whole story. A lot of people have heard it. I don't know about in Coley's audience, but well, I will tell you this. Throughout my entire life, starting at 6 years old, I saw my first UFO. My mom got me out of bed, me and my brother, early for school. I remember this day because she's like, Robbie, Davey, get up, get up. And I'm like, Ma, and as kids, I know it's not time for school. This is way too early. Get your ass out of bed. Come on, let's go. Me and my brother get up, takes us outside, goes down the stairs, we go outside, and man, there is a UFO, because I was a big fan of Lost in Space at the time. And I remember the flying saucer. I still call it a UFO and a flying saucer. I'm not a UAP guy. I'm not, okay? I'll just leave it at that.
Leave it to the millennials.
Yes, right. Yeah, that's a millennial thing, right? So this thing, maybe, I don't know how high up it was. I'm bad with that. Maybe 1,000 feet, but it was hovering, and it looked like the family Robinson's craft. It was a saucer. And me and my brother is staring, my mom's staring at it. And then all of a sudden, there's this kind of fluttering about. Then in a flash of the eye, boom, straight up into your gone.
Damn.
My mom gets on the phone, calls my dad at work, blah, blah, blah. He's like, "What do you call me at work? I thought it was an emergency. I'll see when I get home from work." UFO hangs up on her. Me and my brother, I remember this so distinctly, like yesterday. I have a very vivid memory. I can remember things from people I can't remember. I don't know how I remember things. I know all my teachers from kindergarten. And my mom and dad are watching the local news, about 5:30, 6 o'clock news. Me and my brother doing homework in the room. Robbie, Davey, get out here, the news. And you know what? That incident that day, a lot of people called into the newsroom reporting some object hovering above the neighborhood. And it was called into the news. And of course, on the news, it wasn't reported as the news. It was reported as, ha, ha, ha. You know how they do, man.
Downplaying it.
It was maybe a 15 or 20-second segment, man. But anyways, I had a lot of and I've seen shadow people, ghosts. I had a haunted bar. I owned a bar that was haunted. So I had all these things up in 2018 when I saw my first Bigfoot. I took my girlfriend to Lake Cadillac in the Manistee National Forest, which I know parts of it are now is cursed land in Michigan. And long story short, we're fishing from a boat. We're 90 feet from the shoreline, beautiful backdrop of the forest, and this creature comes out of nowhere and shows itself. 9 foot tall, covered in reddish brown hair. It looked like a human being, man. I could see it distinctly, the face. It was a human, but looked like it has some sort of defect in the face. Creepy, almost like it had a stroke. I could see it so detailed. And people ask, how do you know it was how do you say with such precision? 9 foot tall, 4 feet wide. It was big. 90 feet is not that far away, right? And I seen this thing. But then here's the creepy thing about this whole thing. It roars, it takes back its shoulders as I'm looking. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, man. It's 12:40 in the afternoon. And it morphed into something. Its face got taut. It drops its jaw. It distended down. And in unison, it yelled, it roared, and it screamed at myself and my girlfriend with such force that I felt the reverberation hit my chest. My girlfriend was standing in this little skiff boat, not a very big boat at all. She's like 5'1", 109 pounds at the time. She falls off the boat. And as I'm getting hit with this, I can feel this penetration. And guess what? All of a sudden, I'm looking through a filter. I was looking through like black. Everything seemed black and white and grainy. It seemed like time stood still. And here's the thing: my girlfriend flies off the boat, is yelling, and I'm going to get her. And now I can't move to get her because I'm paralyzed. I
Damn.
cannot move, and this thing is roaring still, right? And I'm trying to shake my head. Rob, get out of this. Get out of this. What's happening? I shook my head, and I got my cognizance back. Got her in the boat. Looked back to the boat, and this thing's gone, bro. That day, it was June 15th of 2018. I will never forget it, man. And that's when I really got in deep with this. And then, yeah, and then there's more to the story. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to bore everybody with the rest of the story. A lot of people in the chat have probably heard it that follow me, but that's the nuts and bolts and how I really got really deeply involved with all this phenomenon. And then it opened the rabbit holes to the dog man, the UFO, the alien, the dark people, the shadow people, the little people, the skinwalker, the pale crawler. The list goes on. It's all connected. That's why I love doing what I do today. The mystery is never ending, man.
Yeah, but that's what people like me just love. It's a never-ending search for the truth.
No,
You're always
yeah,
learning more. Of course, I am at a point now where I know so much like about UFOs and aliens. I'm just like,
yeah.
meh. Now I'm in like Tartarian and the Great Reset and the multiple civilizations before us and
Yeah,
the different technology they had that we've lost.
and the technology they had, we don't even have what they had, we probably don't have today. It's probably more advanced than what we have today.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't know.
No, a lot of it's been destroyed. I mean, that's why World War I and II were all about. It wasn't about power struggle. It was about demolishing cities that were ancient structures of Tartaria, with the same building structures as they are all over the world. And what's the best way to demolish it is the great fires of here, there, and everywhere, and with the wars, demolishing all those cities. They didn't go out and just blow up farmland. They went out for all the infrastructure so that they had to rebuild. Boxy is good. You have not General Dynamics, but all those government companies like, we'll come in and rebuild. And then they're not even good looking buildings. They're boxy but not good, and it messes with our frequencies. And links to okay. Do we got somebody from Scotland in here?
Oh, hello, hello to everybody in the chat room. I am not really reading chat. Kind of dropping and filling in for Coley. She's got internet. She has the internet blues.
Yeah. So as long that stuff happens. And I'm sure, like me, you're a veteran. Shit happens. So
it's happened. I lose power. Where I live in the state of Michigan, man. I've gotten good internet lately, but my lines are all above ground. And believe it or not, when it gets really cold, I either lose power or my internet goes out. It happens a couple times a year.
Oh yeah, it's cold everywhere right now.
Oh yes, it's unseasonably cold here, man.
Well, we can talk about that. The snow house. Snow is not looking like snow. It's like pellets.
Yeah.
And people are taking it, melting it, and putting it on their stove, and it's like plastic. Okay. And here's the other thing. People are showing videos of like the grounds and stuff, like in Nashville, where no snow is sticking to the trees or the ground. And it's because the ground's not warm enough or cold enough. It's forced.
Speaking of that, I just seen a video somebody sent me the other day. Now, I don't know if this could be just science stuff. It could be just no big deal. The snow, they put snow under a microscope, and there was all these weird looking amoebas and parasites swimming around in the frozen snow with nothing to really live in. Now, I don't know. I'm not a science guy, so maybe that's natural, but I thought that was kind of bizarre, man.
Hmm. Well, I don't know about amoebas and stuff in the water. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised and put it past the governments and the publicly stock traded companies that will come to your town and you pay
Oh,
them a
yeah.
sum of money. They'll spray whatever you want over your land.
Yeah,
You know, it's a business,
they will
and it used to be
purposely.
just a conspiracy.
Hey, man, they
My
purposely give you diseases. We don't have to go. You know what road I'm going down. We don't have to go down that today, but yeah, of course.
I mean, it's all interconnected. You know, unfortunately, when you hear that smart, intelligent person on a street corner who looks homeless, who's just babbling off shit, he's connecting all the dots in his head, but you're hearing it as ramble, you know, because it's all connected.
Oh yeah. I think it is. That's what I said earlier. Everything is connected, this, that, and the other. And you mentioned something that you like studying now. I got to run this by you because where I live in Michigan, the Manistee National Forest is maybe 2 to 3 hours from me. Now, when I talk about this forest, again, it's the entire forest is not haunted. Listen, it stretches from Lake Michigan on the west all the way across my state to Lake Michigan, Lake Huron on the east. So it's the biggest one in the lower peninsula, this side of the Mackinac Bridge and the upper peninsula. But there's a lot of uncharted forest there, and they suggest that a lot of the land is cursed land. And a lot of the reports that I get and guests that I have on the show that are from Michigan that are there stumble across this uncharted land, and that's where they've seen a lot of these anomalous things, especially when it comes to creatures like Dogman. Not so much Bigfoot or the creepy crawler, the pale crawler, the skinwalker. And they suggested that First Nations cast curses or hex on the land back in the 1800s or whenever because of the fights with the Europeans or the white man that came over and took their land. Do you believe, and we don't have to talk about Michigan, be the United States, wherever. Do you believe that it's more than folklore? Do you think that our lands are cursed by our ancestors or First Nations ancestors, where a lot of these things come up and spring up, where we get all this high strangeness and paranormal activity?
Yeah, and with ley lines, and there's no border with ley lines; they go everywhere, and hot zones, and shoot, just like what Gettysburg, all the bodies, all the ghosts that roam that area just from one battle. It was one battle, right, at Gettysburg?
I
I'm
believe
not a
so.
Civil War buff, so I apologize.
I'm not. Don't apologize. I think it is Gettysburg.
Oh, someone just says
I thought it was Gatlinburg the other day. There was
it could, but I hear Gatlinburg. I think Dolly Parton. So
you think what Gatlinburg?
Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
Isn't that where her home?
I don't know. I don't know where she's from, man. Tennessee. Well, Tennessee.
Well, I know they have, because my mom's always going, you got to come to Gatlinburg and see all the stage shows and stuff.
Well, Gatlinburg has a big Dogman or Bigfoot. I keep saying Dogman. Dogman's on my mind. I just did a Dogman show, but Gatlinburg is a big Bigfoot conference. Like 10,000 people go there. It's huge. Yeah. So.
All right, we'll do this. So I'm trying to keep up in the chat room. If you guys have a question for us, put a question mark before you start typing. That way, because I don't want to interrupt, because sometimes you guys are having conversations and I don't want to be like,
put it all in caps, I guess.
But anyway, Giants, we're supposed to talk about Giants tonight. And I think I basically covered that. I mean, the most of it.
Well, I was watching the show earlier, and then you were talking about that. But do you think that a lot of the Giants, you have the Fallen 200 or the Fallen 200, the Nephilim, right? Supposedly the Giants were spawn of the Nephilim, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Giants are the Nephilims, basically.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
and you can see photos from the 1950s where you've got people that are 10 feet tall, and then you have the civilization known as the Moors. Okay, the Moors were a black race that were royalty almost, and they were living Tatariat. And basically, when there was this huge reset, for some reason, the blacks, who were highly loved, I mean, they were special. Everything got flipped in the reset, and then they became slaves, and it just flipped the whole dynamic of everything. You know, people, our ancestors were dark skinned. A lot of people don't know that, you know, but there was a country called Caucasia that disappeared along with Tartaria. And I was mentioning this to Coley the last time, but have you ever been to the Great Wall of China?
I have not been there.
You've seen photos and videos and whatnot.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
You know how on the wall, one side of the wall is higher with the slits for the, you know, archers and whatnot, and the other side's lower. Well, did you know that the Great Wall of China's defensive wall faces into China?
It faces the end of China?
Faces into China.
Oh, come on. I thought you said, really?
Yeah, go look it up.
No, I believe
people walk it every day and they don't
you,
even
man.
question it. Why is the defensive wall facing into China when the lower wall is back towards the enemy?
Goodness.
Because they founded it.
Yeah, there you go.
Let that simmer.
No, yeah, no kidding.
So, yeah. Moon at Noon says it faces the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Faces are. I did not know that. That's awesome. Hey, Walter. Hello, everybody. I'm not really reading the chat, but hello to everybody. Thanks for coming on in. You know what happens on live streams? Sometimes it works. Mostly, it always works.
Yeah.
Just glad I could come on and help out a little bit.
Yeah.
So
on. Now, how long is the show?
We can go as long as you want, man. This show's been on right now for 2 hours. I think she goes 2 hours, and this is at the minute 51 mark. I can see in that corner. So.
Okay. Well, if anybody had any questions in the last 8 minutes or so, you can get in China, but you can't get out. Yeah, check that fact out, folks. That's a fun one. It's like things that are just in plain sight. Like all the Chinese soldiers, the sculptures, every one of them has a different face. What if they were all petrified while they were at attention?
See, man, I'm writing some of this stuff down because you're kind of blowing my mind a little bit.
Sorry, I do that sometimes.
No, but I like it though. It's challenging, and I like to learn. You know what I mean? Anytime
there's so much out there, and the thing is they try to dissuade you, going, "Oh, well, that's not real history. That's not by a legitimate source." It's because they're so afraid because of TikTok and social media that now people don't have those filters. You can hear it right from the person's mouth that's at the location digging at the dig site.
Oh, here, man.
There's no censorship. Oh. Yeah. And that's why so many people know so much now more than they used to 20, 30 years ago. Because, you know, so much information and unfiltered. And that's really why they wanted to get rid of TikTok, is because TikTok had too much truth to it. People were revealing too many things.
And of course, that was owned by the Chinese.
Oh, and that is why no one would want to use it.
I know.
How many businesses in the United States are owned by Chinese, including the world's largest shipping yard in LA, owned by the Chinese?
Yeah,
that's why I just get so sick of hearing all the.
I don't like hearing that, and I don't even like bringing that up. Okay, when I was a little boy, yes, my dad worked when there was the big three, which was Ford, GM, and Chrysler. It was American. And growing up during my era with my dad working there, you only buy American. Well, guess what? The Ford product, half the cars built in Mexico. Chrysler has since changed its name 15 times since I've been alive. Ford is the only one that's been Ford. Okay, applause. Everything, Google, who's Google owned by? I think part China. Right?
Yeah, they're all playing golf.
They all play golf together, man. It's we can't get into this tonight. The New World Order, man. You know, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Real quick, Craig Young from Scotland says, I have Tartarian architecture in my city that they are systematically destroying. It's disgusting. We are being deleted before our very eyes.
Man.
Yeah, and that's probably one of that would be the biggest draw for me to want to go travel the world. Not,
Yes.
for the cultural. I just want to see the building structures
Oh yeah.
and stuff that's hidden in plain sight that people walk by every day and they don't realize, oh my God, that's like the Illuminati headquarters, or in Kazakhstan, the big pyramid in the middle of
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, at the very top of the pyramid, they have 200 seats for the 200 that rule the world, which, by the way, there was 200 angels that fell from the sky and 198 craters that are on the planet. I think 2 are in the ocean. Just saying. They were big. Angels weren't human size. They were titans.
They were titans. Hey, I was going to ask you too, since I know you talked giants earlier. You think giants today still roam the planet?
If they do, they're going to be in places that, like the United Nations and the Forestry Service mark off areas where, they don't even want their people going. I think there have been agreements over time with organizations and some of these creatures are, like a Harry and the Henderson moment, like, okay, dude, not so bad. Let him live and go walk off into the forest. Just stay on your side of the fence kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I think that's also why we have so many missing 411. Paul, oh God, what's his name? I just went blank.
Pallades, Dave Pallades.
David Paulides. Had him on the show, but
Oh, you did.
all,
Mhm.
yeah, I've had a whole bunch of people on my show. You can go in there and just pick and choose if you want. I'll help you find.
No, I like to have him on the show, even though I'd like to have him on the show. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll it's been a couple years. I'll see if the number's still good. I don't want to give you a dead number, so.
No,
But,
yeah, it's fine. Well, I've
yeah.
reached out to him on Facebook. He don't return my calls. I'm just a little.
And
small
here's the
ant.
thing, and I'm saying, because I've gone through this. A lot of people out there, yes, we have a personal connection in a way with our audience, but
Yes.
sometimes they don't understand. We get bombarded by calls and
Oh
emails,
yeah, hell
and
yeah.
most of us have had some bad experiences,
Oh yeah.
whatnot. So it doesn't mean that we have a big head and
No, not at
we're
all.
not good enough to talk to people. It's just that sometimes we have to have our guard up. And that's why I love shows like this, because then you can start to get to know some of your audience through the chat
Yeah,
or
no,
your moderators.
I love this. I've been doing my show for 4 years now, and I kind of, geez, I have a great relationship with the people in my chat room and stuff. And I always try to get my own guests. And I've had some that were like, wow, okay, I'm sorry I called that person. And others were fantastic. My hardest hurdle for me is getting like the Dave Pilates, the person that frankly, like, oh, who are you? If you're not going to give me any, if I'm not going to get a bang for my buck, I'm not coming on. So people like that,
And unfortunately, there are many out there,
there
and I
are,
know a
man.
lot
I
of
don't
them
like
that
it.
it's a business.
It is.
And that's where I've kind of stepped out of that light, because
Yeah.
I understand everybody's got to make a buck somehow. I never had a book until recently. By the way, it's Fly
Yeah, I
the
know
Rise
the,
of Jett
yeah, that's,
Parker
yeah.
on Amazon or BarnesandNobles.com.
I'm going to look it up, man.
There's 3 of them, so it's a whole trilogy, and we're working on raising
the
money for the
trilogy.
cast and crew. And I've got some of the greatest of the greatest involved in this film, including my director, who just finished a $300 million film with Ryan Reynolds in Turkey and Canada.
Very
And
nice, man. Yeah.
the fact that he wants to do my little tiny, compared to that, it's like little tiny small film in comparison.
Yeah.
But he's been friends of mine for God, many years now, since way before COVID. And now he sees how much I've worked on it for almost 10 years.
Oh,
He's like, dude, I want to direct all 3. I'm like, hell yeah. So
that's awesome. Good for
Brad
you.
Martin is the director, but we've got jetpacks involved. We've got a lake party with the water cannon, jetpacks and the surfboard and all that. And then we have actual jetpacks in part 3 with Vance Rossi from France. He's the guy known as Jetman Dubai. he has a wing foil on his back with jet engines, and he flies through the city of Dubai and with the French Air Force side by side, like
Oh
our
wow. Okay.
that's yeah, and so we're that and Kirby Chambliss, the Rebel stunt pilot who did the opening scene with Ryan Reynolds in Six Underground. It was a stunt scene with a plane. That's him. All of the flyers, the indoor skydivers we have, they're all world champions and Guinness Book World Record holders. So the film and the story is going to be the first ever motion picture about indoor skydiving. So it's a really big thing. And of course, we have a great audience, which is anybody that's in extreme sports or body flight, or it goes to iFly. And iFly is actually co-producing the film. They're putting in half the money for the facility and everything. And of course, the movie, we could sell it right there at the iFly. It's like the target bullseye audience. You can't get any better than that. Because there's so many extreme sport athletes out there. So
there are.
And the soundtrack is done for the first movie. So everything's in place. I'm just waiting for the payroll. I got to come up with a payroll for the cast.
Always the payroll, is it?
I know it's the last thing I'm waiting on. Everything, all the locations are locked in. Every cast member, but just got to be able to pay them. So
absolutely.
So buy my book. Buy a lot of them.
Yeah, buy the book.
Shameless self-promotion.
It's shameless. While you're being shameless, I have 2 books out. Bigfoot Michigan Rob presents True Cryptid Encounters Book 1 and 2. Simply type Bigfoot Michigan Rob in your Amazon browser. You can also find me on YouTube at Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Come on, check it out. Subscribe if not already. Jay, and what else you got going on? I'm just going to take over like the guy. Outside your books, where else can we find you?
Me? Oh gosh, I've been in hiding. Witness protection.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're in high. Yeah, I kind of you alluded to that, but
no,
it's my bad statement. I ask everybody.
You can watch all the best of shows on 1028 Productions and Entertainment on YouTube, and then Fly. You can go to 1028 Productions, and between 1028 and Productions, there's a little minus sign, the little dash thing. So it's 1028-productions.com. /Fly-series, or you just go to the first homepage and click on the Fly series, and you can listen to the soundtrack and whatnot, and the support video, which I have of international flyers from all over the world going on camera, going, I believe in Fly. This is going to be awesome. Let's do this. So that was a fun video to have. And then other than the books are self-published right now, so get them now because they're going to be taken off the shelf. Simon & Schuster, I've signed with them at Archway Publishing, Simon & Schuster, and if you recognize them, they do Stephen King, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping that my biggest hope is not just bookstores, but airport stores, because that's where people are going to buy books because they're going to be reading on a plane.
Oh, so yeah.
If I can get in the airport stores, then, dude, I feel like I've
airport stores, man. So, I keep trying to get my books at least into a stupid Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, everybody's doing that though. I mean, it's
anyway. I like to see mine in a damn Kroger grocery store. Anywhere, like right there at the checkout, Walmart. Right. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I got to catch up with you and get your contact information because I like to have you on one of my shows during the week. I think you're fascinating. I think you're a wealth of knowledge, man, and I'm sure we can come up with a cool topic. So I'm glad we had a chance to chit chat together and with everybody else out there and help out Coley here. And I had fun. I'm glad it worked out. I think she did all right.
It's just you just keep pushing through. Show must go on.
Yep, I don't cancel. I tell my audience I don't cancel except for if my show is on Christmas Day, I'm not doing it. If it's on Thanksgiving, I don't do it. Or if I am deathly sick, or if I'm out of power, then I don't do shows. So I keep to the schedule. Dude, this is my 4th year, man, and knock on wood, I've been able to keep it rolling. And that's the way it rolls. But I love the show. I'm glad I was able to help out and come on. And you were fantastic.
By myself.
Doing it by yourself is a chore, man.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
I did doing this when the riots were going on. I was doing like 12, 15-hour marathon shows.
Yeah.
But I was getting so psychologically pulled into it. I was like, Richard, motherfucker.
Well,
I
yeah,
was getting way into it. I was like, I
something
gotta
like
walk
that, I
away.
can see that. But for 2 hours to talk by yourself, even if you even if you give the gift of gab, it doesn't matter. You get dry, you get hoarse, you start to wander. I get it.
Mhm.
I get
Yeah, I've had
Listen,
shows where, dude, you would think I was on something because I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going with this show.
yeah,
What am I gonna
yeah,
do? But you gotta do it because people are
yeah,
saying they want to watch.
yeah.
So yeah, I did the gamut, but it's fun coming back every now and then doing a
No,
show with
it
someone.
is. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. The only thing I don't know how to do because I'm not an administrator, neither are you, or how to
Is
end
how
it.
to disconnect the show. Yeah, I
I
was
can,
sitting here
I can,
thinking
I
about
can
that too.
disconnect myself, but her stream might just keep running until she ends it. So I don't know.
Yeah, and so that hopefully the people that come on late aren't going to get disappointed. Like,
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of dead air.
dun, 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 dun,
It's
just
gonna be dead
elevating it.
air for the whole night. She's
So
got to be powered up by now. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. We haven't seen her talking, so she's still out. So
Gremlins, man, Gremlins.
they get you every
So
time. All right,
well,
man. Well,
I
hey,
appreciate you coming and hanging out with me tonight.
yeah, no, I'm glad I did. I had a good time. Thanks to everybody for showing up and sticking
Mhm.
around. I think we did the show justice. And with that said, Jay, I'll get with you. Or Dot. Are you Jay
Yeah,
Skinner?
just have Doc, just have her
Yeah,
give you my contact.
yeah, I will. I'll hook up with her and I'll get that from her. So with that
Fantastic.
said, all right, man. It was a great show. I liked it. I had a good time.
Thanks everybody. Appreciate you hanging with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll do it again next time.
All right.
All right. How do I
Peace.
get out of here? Oh, with this
Yeah.
big button. All right. Talk to
There's
you later.
there's
Bye
that. Yeah.
everybody.
All right. Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Night.